Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about how to advance in the Navy. And yes, by advance I mean from E1 to E2 to E3, all the way up. I'm in E5, so I can talk a little bit about advancing up to E5. I'm in that stage where I'm trying to better myself so that I can advance to E6. I just kind of want to help you guys out a little bit on maybe you're thinking, what do I do? What do I need to do? What qualifications do I need to get? How can I look better for my command? Well, I'm going to tell you some of the things that I've done and tell you a little bit about myself so that you know me better. Just kind of share with you my mindset whenever I join the Navy, and also give you some helpful tips on how to advance. Alright guys, so the first opportunity to advance comes in boot camp. And actually there's two ways you can advance in boot camp. First way is to pass the DEP test. There's a little booklet that they give you in DEP before you join the Navy, before you go to boot camp. I would recommend that you study that because you're going to have a test on that in boot camp. And that'll be your first opportunity to advance. If you pass that test, you advance from you advance from E1 to E2. Now another way you can advance is if you do really good in boot camp, you outshine a lot of people, they can meritoriously promote you. And that's what happened to me. Not only did I pass the DEP test, so I moved from E1 to E2, but I got meritoriously promoted from E2 to E3. So I joined and left, and then I was 2 pay grades higher. What are some things that you can do in boot camp to increase your odds in getting meritoriously promoted? So some of the things that I did were I held multiple jobs. Boot camp gives you the opportunity to hold jobs within your division, i.e. some people were the head PO or the bathroom PO. So all they did was make sure that the bathroom was clean and filled with toilet paper and whatever the case may be. However, I held 3 different jobs because I wanted to advance. You know, I wanted them to see me as a hard charger. And if you go into boot camp and you're one of those ones who doesn't hold the job, then don't count on being meritoriously promoted, okay? There's only a limited number of jobs, and there was about 80 people in my division, so I tried to snag those jobs up as quick as possible. There were people who didn't hold jobs while I held 3. And I think I held the most jobs out of anybody in my division. And I did them well. That's another thing, is you hold a job and you do it well, and they see that, and then they put your name in the hat for getting meritoriously promoted. So that's one way. So when I was in A school and after boot camp, while I was in schooling, I made it a point to shine my boots as shine as they could ever be, make my uniform as straight as it can ever be, and just make everything about my appearance nice. Now, I say that because you could be not smart, you could be not knowledgeable, you could not know how to Navy. As long as you have a good uniform on, nobody will ever say anything. I promise you. If somebody sees you and sees how squared away you are in your uniform, they will not give you any trouble. So I think the number 2 rule to getting advanced is wear your uniform and wear it best. Because I think people will see your uniform, and in their mind that's going to be a reflection of who you are as a sailor. So even if they don't know you, they look at your uniform and they just think you're an outstanding sailor. So that is a little tip for all you guys who maybe aren't smart or don't want to Navy all the time. If you look good, nobody say anything. So the third thing I have to say is whenever you get to your ship or to your ultimate destination, it took about 1.5 years before I got to my ship. The one thing that I did was I got qualified as quick as I could. And by qualified, I mean all the basic qualifications that the ship needs you to do or your division needs you to do. I got those done and knocked out real quick. And then I was able to work on some extracurricular quals, some quals that maybe don't pertain specifically to my division or to the job that I do, but I still got qualled in them because these quals would help me out in the future, and I knew that they would make me look good. I don't know what type of quals y'all are going to have in your ship. If you're on a destroyer like me or a cruiser even, we might have the same quals. So one of the biggest things that I did was I made sure that I helped out my duty section. So I got qualified in watch standing and all the qualifications that I needed for my duty section. Right now I have just about every qualification and every watch that I can stand as a topsider in my duty section, so that really helps them out, and they see me as someone who went above and beyond, because I think I am the most qualified person in that duty section. Another thing that I got qualified in is training teams. The ship will do training every now and then, about twice, 3 times a week, depending on your ship, but I got MTT qualified, so medical training team, and ATTT qualified, so anti-terrorism training team qualified. So basically what I do is when we run drills, like anti-terrorism drills, I will be an instructor. I'll be the person making sure that everybody's doing what they need to be doing. And the same thing for the medical one. We run medical drills all the time, and I'm there to make sure everybody's doing what they need to do. And when the command sees those quals, they really love them, because that just shows that you're willing to go out and help train your ship, which is good because they like seeing that your knowledge travels outwards, right? And you don't just keep it to yourself. Another thing that I did was I got qualified inside my division, and what that did for me is everybody in my chain of command could see how qualified I was in the division, and that just helps me out. And doing all those things, being proactive and being qualified, that's going to reflect on your evaluation, your eval that you get once a year, and then you get a midterm eval in between those evals. And those points for your eval goes towards your advancement exam. And so that's why it's good to get those quals, because ultimately they could affect your advancement. And that's kind of why I'm telling you guys this, because quals can be easy to get on a ship. Really easy to get. And there's no reason why you shouldn't. And it's only going to help you out. So go ahead and do those quals, get qualified, even if you don't want to do those things. Even if it's on, if it's on paper, it still counts. So go out and do those things. So another thing is, whatever your job is on the ship, show the ship that you are a valuable asset, right? So know your job, learn your job, do it well, do it often, show people that you know it. You want the ship, your higher chain of command, you want them to have that thought of devastation whenever you leave the ship, because you're the best at it and they need you. You want them to have that thought established in their head. That's how well you need to be in your job, right? Because the Navy paid a lot of money for you to do what you do in the Navy. So however well your knowledge and skills, that's an eval bullet, an evaluation bullet, it is a big one. And if your chain of command sees that you do really well in that field, and also you work outside and you do extracurriculars, then your eval is just going to be that much better. And guys, I'm telling you all this stuff because it's all going to reflect on your eval, and those are the most important things up until you become an E5. Now when you get to E6 and E7, that's a little different, because they like to see more of a leadership aspect, and they want to see how well you are, how well your leadership skills are. Now E1 through E4, I'd say almost even up to E5, being a technician, knowing your job, having the technical skills that you need in your job is important, and that's kind of what they want to see. And I would say in between, E5 is a hard one, because E5 is when they want that technician side and they want that leadership side, but definitely that E5 transition is when it turns over from technician to leadership, because they want to see that growth. So with all of that in mind, from start boot camp to finish wherever your ultimate duty station is, those little things are things that you can do to make sure that you advance. The topic of advancement is really important to me, because if I'm busting my butt out there and I know my job real well and I'm doing these things and I don't see results from that, I don't see advancement from that, that frustrates me. So that's why I go out and do all these extra things, just to kind of build my resume or my evaluation. So if any of you guys have any other things that you do to ensure your advancement, please let me know in the comment section, or send me a private message, or whatever the case may be. But I kind of want to know what you guys do in order to get yourself ahead and kind of climb that ladder like there's a fire underneath, That's one of the biggest things that I like, is just to climb this ladder of success, of advancement. And it's exciting to me, because not only one, you get paid a lot, and two, you just get more respect the higher that you go up, and that's an awesome feeling. So yeah, and let me know what you thought about this video. If you think that you've done these things and they didn't help out, or whatever the case may be, let me know, because everybody's position in the military is a little different, and the things that they do are a little different, whether it be their chain of command, the people that they work with are different, so it doesn't work the same, or them, the way that they do it's different, and so it works a little different. But let me know, because I really want to know, and I'm curious about that stuff, and I like to know that stuff, So definitely shoot me a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, please, so you can get more advice. And I just love mentoring people and giving people advice. It's just one of the many things that I like doing, especially if I've already gone through this stuff and I'm going through this stuff. And if I can answer any question in any way, I love being able to do that, because I know I had a lot of questions before I joined and while I joined, and I still have a lot of questions. And if I have the answer, then I want to be able to give it to you. So please let me know. Like this video, and awesome, I'm going to make a new video next week, so definitely stay tuned. And thanks again for just watching this video. And I'll see all of y'all later. Bye-bye.